There is only one option for farmers if prices do not go up, and that is to sell their cows and to get out of the dairy business. This has become the only option for many dairy farmers, leaving them to wonder what to do next. Many are starting to come up with alternative ways to make a living. My boss and his sons are in the process of purchasing chicken houses just to make ends meet and to be their fallback plan for when they are forced out of the dairy business. Even through the daily struggles that my boss has to face to make ends meet, he will continue to do what he loves, and many like him will do the same. So next time you eat a slice of cheese on a sandwich or drink a glass of cold milk, thank a farmer and realize all the sacrifices that they make. The profit on milk has been very slim, making it extremely important to check every single cow for mastitis and any other illness that could affect milk and cause the somatic cell count to rise, making it very important that all milk lines are properly sanitized to also prevent a high PI count from rising too. 140 cows is roughly how many cows my boss is milking a day right now. Those 140 cows require more maintenance and time than you could ever imagine. Like humans, cows need to eat, have a somewhat clean space to live, plenty of fresh water, and have a comfortable place to lay down. These things can be time-consuming for a farmer to obtain for his cows, but it's necessary if a farmer wants his herd to be high in productivity, which they do. So the farmers will do all they can to make sure their herd is happy, and they receive little in return for this efforts, thanks to the declining sales of fresh milk. On average, my boss and his two sons work 12 or more hours a day, and even more than that in the spring and fall. During harvest season and planting season, they work about 80 hours a week. They do most of all the work on the farm themselves, and they only have one employee, which is me. But they are still in a tight position. Milk is being sold for less than it costs because people are not drinking as much milk as they used to. There's only one option for farmers if prices do not go up, and that is to sell their cows and get out of the dairy business. This has become one of the most influential people in my life is my boss, Mr. Glenn Lee. He is a second-generation dairy farmer and one of the most positive individuals you will ever meet. However, when you talk to him, do not mention milk prices, because he will become anything but positive. Milk prices are plummeting. Did you know this? $16. That is how much my boss receives for every hundredweight of milk his herd produces, which is about 12 gallons. Did you know the average cow produces 6 gallons of milk a day, or 3 pounds of cheese? Did you know that my boss and others like him have to wake at 3:30 every single morning to ensure their cows get milked and cared for? What would the world be like without them? Dairy farming is a difficult way for a person to make a living, especially with milk prices being at an all-time low, meaning small dairy farmers are struggling to make ends meet and to support their families. The big question that many farmers are asking is, when will milk prices go up? Dairies get paid a certain amount of money for every 100 pounds of milk that their herd produces. The amount of money they get paid tends to fluctuate, and right now the price for a 100-weight of milk is around $16, which is not paying the bills, making it hard on farmers to continue with their livelihoods and passions because there's no money in it. Somatic cell count and PI counts are just two of the many things that can cause a farmer to lose money, making their financial situation even worse. A somatic cell count is the total bacteria count in an organism. The total bacteria count tends to be higher in cows that have mastitis, which is the inflation of the mammary gland, than cows that do not. If a somatic cell count in a farmer's milk tank is higher than a certain number that depends on the company that the milk is sold to, then the farmer is docked money off their monthly paycheck. PI, or preliminary incubation count, is the amount of bacteria that can grow in cold temperatures, like a milk tank. The PI count is basically how clean a milk tank and all the lines are, and it is not a good thing if a dairy has a high one. Like last month, the count at the dairy that I worked for exceeded the amount that it was allowed in the milk tank, meaning we were docked $500 off the monthly check.